Okay, so this is a quick and easy demo about Desmos Geometry Tool. So you want to go to desmos.com/geometry, and this is the window that will open up. And as you can see, there are some tools on the left that you can use. And I thought I'd start with the triangle because we're going to do chapter 5 with the points of concurrency. So click on segment. Okay, and you'll see the gray dot. So you just want to click, drag, click, and you want to make another segment. So you can go click, drag, click, and then another click, drag, click. So there's your triangle. And if you want to name it, make sure you select up here, the top left select tool, click on one of the points, and it'll say label. So I'll just click on label, and it'll start with A. If I click the next one, label B, the next one, label C. So now I have a triangle, and I can move my triangle by dragging any one of my points any which way I want. Okay, so I'll make myself a nice big triangle here. So say I want to do the mid segment, which is just what we did in class today. So what you want to do is check more tools, and you want to select midpoint. Okay, so then you just touch on the segment that you want a midpoint for. And I want two sides to have a midpoint. And I also, back to select, I want to name. So I'm going to label, but I don't want to label it D. I want to switch that to M for midpoint. And the other one I want to label, and I'll select N for that midpoint. And then I just want to make a segment between my M and my N. Okay, and again, I can drag the triangle anywhere I want. Now, to verify that I have parallel lines, I need to check those angles. And so what I'm going to do is go to the angle tool, and you go outer point, vertex point, and then other outer point to give you the angle, and then do it again for the angle below us, outer angle. Okay, so select. So you can see I have a 24-degree angle. I labeled it the angle. I don't need to worry about that. It doesn't need to be dragged or moved anywhere. I can do the same with the corresponding angles over there if I'd like, but I'm satisfied. Now I also want to check to see that my mid segment is half as big as the other one. So I need to check the length. So more tools. So we're going to go, I'm going to select the segment, and I want to check to see if it has the length. There it is, length. Okay, oops, hello, add label. Okay, so I want to know the length. There it goes, it checked it out. So we'll do the second one. We'll add label, and it'll lengthen. So you can see that 6.5 doubled is 13, give or take, 0.1. So you can do the length pretty quickly. You don't have to select too much more than the actual segment. Now you could do the other mid segments. So let's do the midpoint for this third side here. Okay, and go to select. I'm going to select that point. We're going to label, and I'm going to call that P. Okay, and then I'm going to segment, and I'm going to join. It's for that segment, and then join for that segment. Okay, and so you can see that you can make pretty quick mid-segment patterns by just doing this click. And then I can also check the lengths again. So for this segment, if I want to check the length there, and then the big segment, which is the whole thing, if you hover over it, you'll see that it does the whole piece. So you want to check that one, length. Now, this one actually gave me the whole piece. Yeah. So do the same thing with this guy. Let's do its length. And then let's do the big guy over here and add its length. Okay. Now, the only thing is I don't like where that is. That, can you grab it? No, can't grab it and move it. It's stuck where it is. So you can just select things, and it'll give you the measurements. It doesn't have the capability of doing a spreadsheet like the GSP, but that's fine. I want to go to a new page. Now, it doesn't have control new page like the other one does, but you can go here, and I can say new construction. So it won't keep it in the same document, it'll just make a new construction. So then let's do another triangle. Let's do it this way using the polygon tool this time. So we can go point, 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 back to start, just like the GSP. I want to label it again. So here we're going to label A, B, C again. A, B, and then C this time. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to do the circumcenter. So we're going to do the perpendicular bisectors of all three sides. So the first thing we're going to do is go to More Tools, go to Midpoint. So I can select all three midpoints at the same time. Okay, and then I want to do a perpendicular line. And when you do that, you have to select the line and the point that it's going through. Again, the line, the point it's going through. I'll do all three, the line and the point it's going through. So now I can see the circumcenter. And those, if you can see them, they turn dark when you're on them. So if all three go dark, on point there. And I'm going to label that point, select it, label, and we're going to call that the circumcenter. Okay, and now I'm going to do the circle. So I need to select the circumcenter. I need to go to the circle tool, select the circumcenter, and then let's drag it out. Make sure that whichever point you pick, it goes dark. See, it's very subtle, but it does go dark. And there's my circumcenter. And you can grab any point on the triangle and manipulate it. So you see the circumcenter goes inside and outside. Okay, very straightforward. Okay, now if I want to hide anything, okay, you can select anything and you can hide it. So if I want to select all of my guys, and you can hold the command down. Oh, no, it's the shift, sorry. Shift down to do more than one thing. I can hide them. So I want to hide the circle as well. So you select it and then you hide. And so now we've got these midpoints, but what if I want to do the in-center? So I want to do the angle bisectors this time. So go to More Tools, and we need to go to Angle Bisector. So let's see if we can get the angle bisector. Where is that one? Well, we'll select the angle first, and then go to More Tools. And where are you? It's not there. We want the ray. So we want to do an in-center. So what you have to do is you have to do a construction of an angle, and you have to do it like you would do it with a compass. So let's take a little segment here, and let's take a little segment here, and let's do a circle from there. Let's do a circle. Actually, no, I don't like that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a circle from point A. Okay, and I'm going to get an intersection point on each side of that angle I'm going to bisect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a circle here and go the other way, a circle there, and that point where they intersect should be right there. And then I'm going to do a line from the vertex through that point. There's my angle bisector. And I have a lot going on here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, hold my shift key down, and I'm going to select all three of those circles, and I'm going to hide them because all I want is the angle bisector. And I'm going to make sure that it actually did bisect. So let's check the measure. There we got 30, and there to there to there we got 30. So it did bisect it. Okay, so let's do another one over here. So you want to take and create a small circle. It's like doing an arc. And then let's do from this intersection point over to that intersection point and back the other direction. And you see that point intersection there. So I'll go from my vertex through that intersection point. There's my angle bisector. And I will select 1, shift key down, 2, 3 to hide my circles. And I can do the last one by doing a circle. And let's go from here to that point, here back to that point. There's my point right there. Let's go for a line between my vertex and that point right there. Again, let's just select, hold the shift down, get rid of my circles, hide those, and let's select the point of intersection, which is right, hard to see, they're all three. I'm going to make my triangle different because it's kind of hard to see there. There. So now let's put it right where it goes, right there. And let's label it. So I have to go to select, point, label, and that one is an in-center. And let's see if we can get a circle. So the first thing I'm going to need is make a perpendicular. So let's do a perpendicular line. So I'm going to go from that point straight down. So I'm going to select that to that point. And so that then creates that intersection point, which creates my radius. So let's make my circle from there to that right there. And that should give me a nice in-center, which stays inside no matter where I go. Okay, so those are two of the points of concurrency, and then I'll do the others in a second.